No, ma'am.
Prime Minister,
How are you?
welcome. Welcome to the French President.
Thank you very much.
Please.
Thank you.
Very happy and honored to have you.
Good evening, Your Excellency, the Ambassador of France. Members of the Diplomatic Corps, Honorable Deputy Prime Minister and Ministers of the Government, ladies and gentlemen. Nisambulunaka, a very good evening to you all. Let me begin by acknowledging the French Ambassador to Fiji for hosting this evening's event, and more importantly, for your continued commitment to supporting ocean and climate partnership in our region. As we prepare for the third UN Ocean Conference next week, it is important that we take a moment not just to plan and prepare, but to reflect. But first of all, Your Excellency, I must apologize. Unfortunately, due to other urgent commitments, and you've probably been keeping abreast with all the who did what and who, and et cetera, going on in the press or being reported, I will not be able to join Fiji delegation to France. I had been preparing to head the delegation. Unfortunately, other duties necessitate my staying here. I will not be joining the delegation at UNOC 3, but I'm confident that the team led by the Minister of the Environment and Climate Change, you'll probably see that he was in his underwater gear earlier today, and I'm sure they will proudly carry Fiji's commitments as the ocean champion, ocean champion, and ensure our voices are heard at this global platform. I'm calling on the delegation to carry forward the momentum built through our past climate and ocean diplomacy efforts. I acknowledge the role performed by our predecessors in government, and we give you our assurance and our promise that we will continue the good work they had left us. Fiji is not going to next week just to deliver speeches. I'm sure they agree. I hope they will deliver the speeches. They will also drink your wine and give you some of our kava. And that the delegation will speak with purpose and drive the real outcomes for our people and our ocean. For Fiji and the Pacific, the ocean is not just a theme. Not just a theme we only visit during summits. The ocean is our home, our identity, and our future. When our ocean health is compromised, our food systems are disrupted, our jobs are threatened, our way of life is put at risk. Your Excellencies, the science is clear. If we do not act now, we risk not only our ocean health, but the very well-being of our whole environment. It is imperative that we seek stronger recognition of the ocean, its services, and its future in all global agreements. Climate and ocean issues are increasingly connected. If we want to build resilience, our awareness of the science and the limits that shape our environment and economies need to be at the center of the narrative and the actions that we take and those we call for. We're proud to have approved the ratification of the Biodiversity Beyond National Jurisdictions, BBNJ agreement. This is more than just a signature. It is a commitment to responsible ocean governance beyond national borders, recognizing the international waters, that international waters are everyone's responsibility. Fiji has made good progress on the commitment that we put forward as past ocean conferences. But our progress moving forward is contingent upon a more coherent global response to interwoven challenges. The midpoint review of our national ocean policy is also an opportunity to consider the state of play here and now and what it means for our future. While our objectives remain the same, the scale of effort and resourcing we need is only going to grow, requiring increasing, transformative, and ambitious action. Your Excellencies, the deeper principle that guides Fiji's engagement in this challenging landscape is the Pacific 2050 strategy and our will to establish the Pacific as an ocean of peace. Our ocean is the context in which geopolitics, environmental threats, our economic future, and cultural identities and values interrelate. Calming and stabilizing the region requires a holistic conceptualization of peace from a security-based economic, environmental, and multilateral perspective. A peaceful Pacific is one where marine resources are governed responsibly, where traditional knowledge and science work hand in hand, and where our shared ocean is seen not as a contested space, but a space for solidarity. Tonight is a reminder that we do not walk this path alone. Each of us plays a role in shaping what happens next. UNOC 3 is an opportunity to refresh the narrative and assert our vision. But what matters most is what we bring home and how it translates to real action for real people. The composition of Fiji's delegation to UNOC highlights government's commitment to synergy and cooperation. With officials from the Office of the Prime Minister, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change, and the Ministry of Fisheries, we are supporting an interagency and multi-stakeholder approach to our engagement in keeping with the holistic and coherent approach we seek to advocate for on the global stage. Fiji is ready to lead and collaborate. We look forward to standing alongside all our partners in niche with conviction, with humility, and with a deep understanding that what unites us is far greater than what divides us. Thank you for your continued commitment. I'm confident that together we will chart a course that not only preserves Fiji's legacy of ocean and climate leadership, but also delivers meaningful solutions for our people and the planet.
Merci. Honorable Prime Minister, honorable members of Parliament, ministers, esteemed members of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, friends, bonsoir, bulavinaka, and a very warm welcome to the French residents. It is truly an honor to host you all this evening And I'm particularly delighted to welcome the Honourable Prime Minister and members of the Fijian government among us. Honourable Prime Minister, your presence and your remarks this evening underscore the significance of our shared commitment to the protection of our oceans and climate. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of the resident coordinator of the United Nations in Fiji, Mr. Dirk Wagner, since the UNOC is organized by the UN. Ladies and gentlemen, so just a bit of a reminder. So from the 9th to the 13th of June, friends, together with Costa Rica, we are proudly co-host the 3rd United Nations Ocean Conference, UNOC 3. This landmark event will bring together over 100 heads of state and governments, as well as thousands of scientists, researchers, civil society leaders, private sector partners, and committed citizens, a lot of you, from across the world, across the ocean, all united by a singular mission to take concrete action to protect our ocean. Nowhere are people more aware of this than in the Blue Pacific continent. The ocean is not merely a resource, it is our shared heritage. It nourishes us, connects our continent, supports livelihoods, and serves as a reservoir of incredible biodiversity and scientific discovery. It is central to our climate, our economies, and our very existence. And yet, it is under threat. Every year, over 8 million tons of plastic enter our oceans. 1/3 of global fish stocks are overexploited. Sea levels continue to rise, and marine ecosystems are being lost at an alarming rate. These are not theoretical warnings. These are the lived reality of millions and the daily consequence of climate change and unsustainable human activity. An existential threat for the countries and territories of this region of the Blue Continent. We must act, as you rightly said, Mr. Prime Minister, and we must act now. In 2015, the Paris Agreement set a global climate framework. In 2025, 10 years later, we must bring to Nice the same ambition and innovation to make UNOC 3 a pivotal moment for 1. Ocean governance, 2. Driven by investment in a sustainable blue economy, and 3. By scientific exploration. These are the 3 UNOC pillars on which we really need to deliver. So for the first one, the first pillar, strengthening government, establishing an international framework for ocean protection, securing policy to protect biodiversity, combat pollution, and safeguard coastal communities. How do we achieve that? Well, first, uniting world leaders around the Nice Action Plan to restore biodiversity and accelerate innovation and marine conservation. Second, setting ambitious targets to tackle plastic pollution. And I'm once again very appreciative of Fiji's commitment to join the call for an ambitious agreement on plastic pollution. Third, prohibiting harmful subsidies that contribute to overfishing and depletion of marine resources. But also driving global support for urgently ratifying in Nice the High Seas Treaty, the BBNG, to protect 30% of the oceans by 2030. And to elaborate on this, the high seas, comprising of over 60% of the oceans, remain largely unregulated. Without enforceable rules, we face a growing crisis. Pollution, illegal fishing, and the depletion of marine life, some of these which are becoming prevalent in the Pacific region. So we must urgently secure ratification of the BBNG by at least 60 countries so it can enter into force in Nice. And I'm pleased to acknowledge and commend Fiji's strong leadership and commitment to the entry into force of this landmark agreement. Thank you very much, Mr. Prime Minister, for this. So the second pillar of UNOC is the support for a sustainable blue economy, because the protection of the oceans also requires public and private financing. To continue enjoying the incredible economic opportunities offered by the ocean, we need to make sure that marine resources can regenerate. And in Nice, several commitments will be announced for global trade, shipping, tourism, since we have the DPN in charge of tourism, and investment. The Blue Economy and Finance Forum in Monaco from 7 to 8 June aims to generate 100 billion in long-term investment for sustainable blue economy. The Ocean Rise and Coastal Resilience Coalition on 7 June in Nice will unite 500 local government leaders around the first Ocean Rise and Coastal Resilience Coalition summit to address sea level rise, to share data, pool financial resources, and strengthen coastal resilience. UNOC 3 will amplify diverse, multi-generational voices, particularly from small island developing states, to ensure equitable solutions and bring some hope for the youth to engage with the ocean. And I know that there's some also representative of the youth here tonight, so thanks for being here. Third pillar of the UNOC, how can we protect something that we don't or insufficiently know? We need to enhance our knowledge of the ocean and disseminate it more effectively. So our third pillar is about science. Today we are capable of mapping the surface of the moon, of Mars, but the depth of the ocean, which covers 70% of Earth's surface, remain unknown. Can you believe that? We're better at knowing what's on the moon and what's knowing under the ocean. And we want to mobilize science, innovation, and education to better understand the ocean and raise public awareness. Therefore, UNOC will gather global leaders, scientists, finance people, and civil society to create an IPCC for the oceans and digital platforms to monitor ocean health, enhance marine science knowledge, and inform policy. Also, starting tomorrow, starting on the 3rd of June in Nice, the One Ocean Science Congress will convene 2,000 top scientists to establish standardized indicators for ocean health and prosperity, guiding sound public policy. So through all these initiatives, platforms, and even that I mentioned, France, together with its European Union partners, the Pacific Island nation, but also all of you who are here tonight, are proud to lead this global mobilization. And the Pacific will have, as it should be, as it needs to be, a very special place, a central place during all these events. But also during the World Island Summit that France will convene. And it is also acknowledging the importance of the voices of the Blue Continent, the rightly named Blue Continent, that the French President Emmanuel Macron will host its leaders for the 6th Pacific France Summit on 10 June in Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, UNOC 3 must mark a decisive moment, a shift from promises to progress, from aspiration to action. In a context in which multilateralism is being challenged, let UNOC be remembered as the moment we chose cooperation over fragmentation, preservation over depletion, and shared responsibility over indifference. The ocean is not an issue like another. It's everyone's business. It's all our business. The ocean is a universal bond crucial for our future. So before I close, again, on behalf of the government of France and the French President, I wish to extend our sincere gratitude to the Honorable Prime Minister and the government of Fiji. France looks forward to welcoming your delegation in Nice as we work together to safeguard our oceans for future generations. Together we can make the 3rd United Nations Ocean Conference a major turning point for our people, for future generations, for the Pacific and for the planet. Merci, thank you very much, Vinaka Vakalevu, and for those who are lucky enough to travel, enjoy the beautiful coastal city of Nice. Thank you very much.